Hello. I know it's Monday. I know it's Monday. But I am doing this live stream pop up because I got something to say. So, if you are catching the replay on this, thank you so much for coming and tuning in to the replay. I know this is a just a pop up live stream on a Monday and not a Tuesday. But I wanted to come on. Actually, I'm out and about. So I wanted to come on. I was going to wait until I got back home. And then I was going to come on and address this. Um, but I decided I did not want, we're in this new thing, the spring forward. And so we got this extra hour or what have you. Um, I wanted to make sure that Dart did not catch me. Okay. And so that's why I decided to just sort of just stop, just pull over and go ahead and do this pop up live stream right now. So, hello everybody. Hi everybody who came in. Thank you so much for being here. Um, this is going to be one of those share the video out type of live streams. So, if you want, go ahead and hit the share button, and so that later on other people can get some of the information that I'm going to share with you guys today. And let me know, everybody, that you can hear me well, that, like I said, I'm out and about, so my video quality is okay. Everything is fine. And then I'll go ahead and get into it because I don't have a lot of time before it gets dark. So, hi, hello, hi, Oki. How you doing? Hi, Andel. Hi, Jared's Talks. Hi, my Renaissance Grandma, Lisa Williams, Dragon Queen #1. How you doing? JC family, hello. What it do? How you doing, family? Aubrey Chase, hello, hello. How are you? Oh, you learned about me from Lead Farmer. Well, thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Thank you for being here. G Mama Grows, Rambo Green Hands. We gonna talk about this crazy Lead Farmer 73. Hi, Juan Perez. How you doing, sweetheart? All right. Okay, thank you. Cheryl Faulkner, how you doing? Rambo Green Hands, my friend, how you doing? So I'm not gonna gonna beat around the bush. Let me go ahead and get into this conversation. So today, um, Lead Farmer 73. Everybody knows Lead Farmer 73. He put up a video today. Turn that off real quick until I get hot. So the video was talking about having debt-free land. And so the first thing that Led said when he started out this video was, I hope that I can get this across. He was really hoping that he could get his point across. So for those who have not seen it, I'll go ahead and just tell you what the video was about. And then you could just go back and watch it from, his words after this. And so he said, I hope I can get this across to people. And all right. And so I made a comment on that video. What he was talking about was debt-free land. He was talking about having something that you can leave in terms of land for your future generations, for your kids, your grandkids, their kids, what have you. And so I made a comment saying that I would sell this 20 acres in a heartbeat for something bigger and better so that I could leave it for my kids, basically, in so many words. He pinned the comment, so you can go and see it. But for something bigger and better. And so one of the comments that I got back was, just one of the comments that I got back was, your first mistake would be to sell the 20 acres thinking that you're going to get something bigger and better than that. Okay. And so I don't know, maybe it's just me. Okay. Maybe it was the way that I said it. Maybe I'm just not a great communicator. Maybe it was just the way that I said it, or I just don't communicate well. Maybe I just didn't communicate accurately. Dragon Queen number 1 is laughing because she was actually in the comments. And, my reply back was, well, in paraphrasing, well, is 40 bigger and better? I'm not understanding. First of all, let's back the hell up. First of all, that person said, if I had 20 acres, that's number one. That's the first thing. If I had 20 acres, meaning that they don't. And a lot of people are just stuck in this, just a small space. They're stuck in a very, very small space in their mindset and in their thinking. They're stuck. And they really don't dream. They really don't have a whole lot of ambition. And when you make certain comments, it kind of shows. It kind of sort of shows when you make certain comments. It gets better. Hold on. Just bear with me for a minute. It gets better. So remember, guys, Lead Farmer's talking about having debt-free land to be able to pass down. I don't want to make this sound a certain type of way, but it's up to you to hear the message. Just like it was up to those people to hear the message in Lead Farmers Live, it's up to you to hear the message and gain what you can from it, or you don't have to. I mean, it's on you. I already got my 20 acres. Okay. It's on you. So when you're coming and you're saying to someone who says that I will sell my 20 acres for something bigger and better, and your reply is, what makes you think that you can get something better and bigger than 20 acres? You're making a mistake in thinking that you can get something better, bigger and better than 20 acres. Honey, this is just the start. The 20 acres was a stepping stone. I need you to dream bigger than that. I need you to understand that that is not your limit. Please understand that you can get so much more than 20 acres. You can get so much more than 20 acres. That's the first point that I want to make, is let that be a platform for you. Don't think that just because somebody got 20 acres and you can't even fathom having 20 acres, that they can't do better. You can do better. You can do better than that. That's just a start. But if you haven't been following me for a long time, and then you're just coming in and assuming that you know something about me that you don't, then you'll make a comment like that. But I just want y'all to know that this is just a stepping stone. We didn't start here. We started with a half acre. Okay. That's where we started, with 1/2 acre. All right. And then guess what we got? We bought another 1/2 acre. So sold the first 1/2 acre, bought another 1/2 acre. Then guess what? We went to another house with not even an acre. And then we bought another piece of land that was an acre. And we sold. So nothing has value, which is one of the points that Lead Farmer was making. Nothing truly has value until somebody has put money down to buy it from you. He was talking about a card, one of those little players cards that you could get out of the Cracker Jack box back in the days, right? Or out of the cereal boxes. But over time, y'all saw those cards with the baseball players and stuff become $1 million cards. Because guess what? Somebody was willing to pay the cost. Somebody was willing to put value to the card. That's when it became truly valuable. If it's sitting on your couch, sitting on your table, it's not valuable yet, because guess what it's not doing? It's not helping you. It's not benefiting you. It's not benefiting your family. It's not benefiting anybody. So is it truly that valuable if you're just sitting on it? We got to get out of that mindset. And I said it gets better. It gets better. Hey, Be Rich. Thank you. Thank you, Be Rich. How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for the super chat. So you learn what Robert says. Yeah, that was a hot word today from Lead Farmer. Hot word. You hear me? Trying to break people off, trying to get people to change their mindset, trying to get people to think a little bit differently. I get information from people who are already where I am trying to go. So if you haven't had the same experiences in life that I have had, then you can only tell me up to the point where you've already been. You can't tell me beyond that point. So for that reason, guess what? I'm going to go listen to the millionaires. If that's where I want to go, if I want to go to millionaire status, that's who I'm going to listen to. If I want to know how to have a great relationship, then guess where I'm going to go to? I'm going to go to somebody else who has a great relationship. If I want to know how to become a professor, guess what? I'm going to go to some of them people that I know that are professors. I'm not going to ask you. I'm not going to ask somebody who's not a professor. I'm just not asking the preschool teacher how to become a college professor. You got to make it make sense. And the point that he was trying to make is that people, they love to tell you that they know something better than you. They know what's better for you than you know. It's always them. They know what's better for you than you know. When I decided that I was going to get chickens, guess what I started looking at? Guess what type of channels I started looking at? I didn't start looking at dog training channels. I started looking at the people who had the chickens. Make it make sense, people. Make it make sense. This man was talking about if you were to have something passed down from you, passed down from one of your elders, passed down that was a memorabilia, but that memorabilia could take your family to the next level, what would you do? What would you do? Would you just sit on the card knowing that you can get $1 million for it? Would you sit on the Cracker Jack card knowing that you can get $1 million for the card? That makes no sense. That makes no sense at all. So we got to start thinking differently. We got to start thinking and watching people who are doing more than what we're doing. Watch and learn first before you start commenting. Watch first. Listen and learn something first. And then come back and ask your questions. Because remember, you ain't there yet. You gotta ask your questions. You got, and he said, and this is another thing that Led said, you can even change your answer if you need to change your answer. He was asking for intelligent comments. And he said, you can even change your answer if you need to change your answer. He gave you the opportunity to change it so that you didn't say anything that you didn't know about. Okay. And then another person came in and said, is this a typo? Did you say sell 20 acres? For what? Sell 20 acres. For what? For 40. For 60. For 100. What do you mean? Sell it for what? Something bigger and better. But you got to be able to dream. You got to be able to also move your feet, because faith without works is dead. You got to move your feet. You got to do something. And so the reply of the other person who initially came in with the comment saying that this was a mistake, their second reply was, and I'm telling y'all can go and see it for yourself, okay? But I'm telling you what the reply was because I want to respond to each one of the replies. So the second reply said that they still wouldn't sell their 20 acres. What they would do is they would take that 20 acres and they would put it down. Oh my gosh. I need people to think, okay? I need people to think. They would take their 20 acres and they would indebt their 20 acres for 40 acres if they saw 40 acres that they wanted. Woo! You learn, Robert said, if any man lacks wisdom, let him ask. That's my point. First, listen. Listen. And then ask questions so that you can get knowledge. Because if you heard that live stream that Eco Neighbor and I did week before last, Sunday before last, probably his last video that he has up live stream. If you go back and you listen to that live stream, you're going to understand that we done did this a number of times. This is not our first rodeo. And you would also know that our land was paid for cash. This ain't the first rodeo. So the whole point in this man's video was to say, there's something, if you have something and somebody were to bless you with something that could help you, that could take you to another level, that could take your family to another level, would you sit there and hold on to it? For the Bible people, for the people that know the word, the talents, the stories of the talents that were given to these people, and the one that held on to them, what did he get? Absolutely nothing. You can't get something bigger and better by holding on to the smaller thing. If you want something bigger, then guess what? You got to free up those hands. You got to prepare your hands for something bigger and better if you're going to get bigger and better. So they would take their 20 acres that's paid for, and they would put those 20 acres back in debt to somebody else. Listen to me, family. I want y'all to hear me. They would take their paid for 20 acres and they would put their paid for 20 acres back into debt. So now guess what they owe? They owe now money on their 20 acres and the 40 acres that they bought. But guess what? They didn't borrow the money from a family member who would be lenient with them if hard times came. So what if you got sick and you couldn't work? You lost your job. Then what? So you just played with your 20 acres. See, this is why we have to get out of the consumer mindset. That's the biggest problem. That's the biggest problem. These capitalists have you just ready to turn over. They'll have you ready to turn over 20 acres. And I'm crazy for saying that I'm fixing to go get 200 for it. Are you crazy? Or am I crazy? But you're willing to give yours to somebody else. You're willing to give up your 20 acres. Give your deed to somebody else so that you can pay that somebody else with interest for the next 20 years to pay your child loan or whatever. And then where does that leave your heirs? Where does that leave your seed? Where does that leave if you don't have children, where does that leave your nieces and nephews? Where does that leave your brothers and sisters? Shouldn't somebody benefit from it in your family? Somebody that's a family member of yours, shouldn't somebody benefit from it? Instead of you talking about you about to go and give your 20 acres, I'm crazy, but you about to go and give your 20 acres to somebody who don't give a good goddamn about you and wants to take your land. But I'm crazy for saying I'll sell it. I'll sell it and then I'll go buy 40 with the proceeds from it. that's still mine. All I'm saying for this just a pop-up live. All I'm saying is that we gotta think before you go and tell somebody who already beyond where you're at. They've already had experiences that you have not had. Before you go and make comments to those people, instead of asking questions, sit back and listen for a little bit. Sit back and learn something for a little bit. That's what I am constantly doing. People, I won't answer my phone because I'm on a voluntary Zoom meeting, a voluntary live stream. And I won't answer my phone for family members because I'm sitting there listening and learning and trying to get information. I'm trying to get information that I don't know. I would be crazy to go on Earn Your Leisure and try to tell those millionaires that they crazy for investing their money in the stock market when I don't know nothing about no stock market. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to listen to this man who is making millions on this stock market, who is dropping these nuggets for the free 99, who is trying to help. I am going to listen. I'm going to hit the follow, the subscribe button, the turn the bell on, or whatever that platform has, so that every time that man who is talking about the stock market comes out with something, Gigi is in there. Because I don't know what I'm talking about. Because I have no clue. I would be crazy to try to go and tell those men what they supposed to be doing on the stock market rather than what they say that they do that makes them money. Why? We got to get out of that mindset. And I know a lot of people just, they just, they want to nuck and buck. A lot of people just want to challenge. They want to fight. They want to be right. But be right about what you're an expert at. Be right about that. Be right about that. Be right about something that you have already done repeatedly and you're successful at it. Be right about that. Don't be right about things that you haven't even done yet. Hey y'all, thank you for coming in. Jay's Life Out Loud. What's up, brother? How you doing? Email me, please, sir. Growing with Hudson, how you doing? Odom's Homestead, how are you doing? Miss Maria, how are you doing? Miss Maria said, Gigi, I do the same thing. I listen when I come into the room to see what people are talking about. Listen. He started out the video saying that I hope that this thing is going to go across like I want it to. He was hoping that people were just going to listen and get this knowledge and think before they spoke. Hey, African Dreaming, how are you doing, family? Hi, Cassandra, how are you doing, sis? He was hoping. He went into the video hoping. He even ended the video hoping that people would go back from because he asked for your comment early in the video. And he was like, you can even change your comment. After all, Sifting Some Soil, how you doing? Odoms, how you doing? TLP, how you doing? After all he said, after all the examples that he gave, he was still hoping that people were going to be like, you know what? Dang, I thought one thing in the beginning when he first asked that question. But when he put it like that, when he said the granddaddy just found the Cracker Jack box card that's now worth $1 million on the freaking street. He was just walking and randomly saw it and then decided that he was going to take it and he was going to keep it. And then he was going to pass it down to his seed, hoping that his seed would benefit from it. But we're so focused on entertainment. I say this all the time, don't I? We're so focused on being entertained that we don't understand when people are trying to educate us. Spend more time in sitting with people who are educators and watch how your mindset changes. Just spend more time with different people and watch how your mindset changes. If you want to know something about real estate, sit and talk to those realtors and watch how your mindset changes. If you are not pouring into yourself, if you are not putting money into educating yourself, if you're not putting time, which is also money, into educating yourself, then guess what? You are not going to learn the things that you want, that are going to benefit you and that are going to benefit your future generations. So slow down, pipe down a little bit. Oh, October Opal, how you doing? Says 2 ears to listen as much as 1 mouth talking. Hi, Grammy's Journal. How you doing? Hi, Mad Acre Farms. How you doing? So good. How you doing? It's really not that complicated, but I wanted to write a soliloquy back to this person, but I was like, nah, let me just do a video, because that person ain't the only one that thinks like that. That person is not the only one that was willing, because people were liking they comment and everything. So there's more than that person that needed to hear what I'm saying. So if you are smart enough to say, hey, I'm going to take my paid for 20 acres and give it to somebody else. Timor, how you doing, beautiful? I'm going to take my 20 acres and I'm going to give it to somebody else that I have to now pay interest on that, interest to them, have them playing around with your payments, have them controlling your payments, how much interest you're going to pay, have them controlling everything. You cannot understand living a debt-free life if you still have a consumer mindset. Grace Ortiz, Grace Guys, how you doing? All we want is for people to think a little bit differently. We just want you to change your mind. We're sharing these experiences because guess what? We regular, normal people. Born and raised in Georgia, not living our Florida life. We regular, normal people that's still growing, that's still working hard to get the things that we know we're going to want to leave for our children. So guess what? If I decided to sell my 20 acres to get the 40 or the 60 acres, and still be debt free, what's the problem? What is the issue? I don't understand. What's the issue? You got to think differently. You got to put yourself in different spaces so that you can think differently. And this is not to beat up on anybody. This is just to say, slow down, pipe down, learn something, listen before you start talking. Have experiences before you start talking. When certain people come to me and they pouring into me and they're telling me, I'm sitting there with my mouth shut and I am learning. I am taking in that information. I'm taking in that information. G Mama Grows, do not disturb my peace. I can do good by myself. Yeah. That one, that shirt. Yeah. Listen, we got to get around different people so that we can start expanding our horizon, so that we can start expanding what we see, what we think, what we hear. Be careful what you put in your ears. Be careful what you put in front of your face, because these people want you stuck. They want you stuck paying them. Maddie Farm said, financial freedom is what it's all about. That's what the video was about. And this person telling me how I need to go, if I want 40 acres, then I need to go and put my 20 acres in the hands of somebody who I got to pay interest to when my 20 acres paid for. Why? I'm sorry. Let me finish your comment. Financial freedom is what it's about. We have a goal to retire under the age of 50. It's tough, but worth the sacrifices we are facing today. We are teaching our 20-year-old son the same. Listen. Everybody can't go with you. But for me, for what I do, I'm a teacher. That's what I do. I am a teacher. In every conversation, you're going to leave with something from me. You're not fixing to sit on the phone with me shooting the bobo, like my husband likes to say. You're going to get something from me when you talk to me. That's why I have to be really careful with my energy and my time, who I give it to. Because there are some people out there who they don't want that. They don't want the good stuff. Jones Truth 67. Thank you so much. Hey Gigi, looking for land, listening and learning. Keep watching, sis. Keep watching. Eco Neighbor and I are coming. We're gonna do some side by sides. We used to do videos together all the time, and we kind of got away from it. But we coming. We're coming. We're coming. Thank you for that super chat and that statement. I appreciate that. We're coming. So hang on. Just hold on. If you want information, listen, it's out here. It's out here, but you got to go to the people who have already done and already been where you're trying to go. I love listening to this particular show. Okay. It's a dating show. Y'all know who it is. It's a dating show. And I love listening to this show because it's hella entertaining. Okay. Hey, Veggie Farm. Very entertaining to me. I find it hilarious. And when they always asking these people whether somebody needs to make a lot of money for them to be with them. And people are always like, yeah, gotta make this money. They gotta make a lot of money. I can't date nobody broke. Gotta make a lot of money. And I'm just old. I know I'm old. Hell, okay? It is what it is. And I'm grateful that God has granted me the health and the strength to be here at this point in my life. It's almost Aries season. Y'all better recognize it's almost Aries season. And hey, I'm coming through. This is my month. March is my month. All right. So anyway, when you have people who don't want to really get information. They just want to see themselves make a comment or see how many people gonna like their comment or just be talking. You make yourself look crazy. But when people are always saying, oh yeah, I gotta have a lot of money, he gotta have a lot of money, he gotta do this. What's up, Growing with Hudson? Yes. Harmony Gardens, how you doing, sis? He gotta have a lot of money. He don't have to have a lot of money for me. Guess what he has to be? He gotta be intelligent, he gotta be a go-getter, and he gotta have some experiences in life. That's for us old people. Y'all young people, y'all have a different set of standards. But if you can get somebody in your life who has had experiences, Timor, not you too. Yes. If you can get somebody on your team, get somebody side by side with you that have had experiences in life, do you understand the value in that? Do you understand the value in somebody who has been where you are not? Hey, Tasha. Hey, Tasha. Oh, she grows. Aries season is almost here. Yes. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Listen, what's up, Land Farmer 73? I'm just piggybacking. I'm piggybacking off of your video for today because I just want people to really truly understand, Led, that you can learn so much more if you were to really listen to the people who have had experiences already. If you really slow down, thank you, Tasha, for the super chat. I was here rocking the Aries. I ain't say it. Thank you. Thank you. South Georgia in the house. Hi, Los Thomas. How you doing? Yes. So here we are out here trying to give information to people to help them to become landowners, to help people to, it does not even have to be, I say this all the time, it does not have to be 20 acres. We sold that one to help us get to this 20. It's a stepping stone, family. It's a stepping stone. We weren't born with this. We had to educate ourselves. We knew that we wanted better, and guess what we did? We didn't do no excuses. Congratulations to Maria Graham. What Miss Maria said. We weren't born with this. We weren't born with no silver spoon. We were born with a plastic spoon. Oh, my wedding anniversary, 53 years together and still in love. Listen, that is a beautiful thing. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary to you, Miss Maria and Mr. Graham. Happy anniversary. Miss Net, how you doing? So just take the time and pump your brakes a little bit, guys. And slow down and listen. Guess what? If you don't want to hear it from me, that's fine. There are so many other people out here who have had experiences in buying land. There are so many people who have had experience in buying houses. Go listen to them. But don't go in there trying to tell them what they already know and you hadn't even been there. Go in listening. Go in and listen to what people have to say, and you can learn a lot. Silence is golden. You can learn a lot by just listening. That's all I got to say about that. So I'm going to go home. I just didn't want dark to catch me before I got home. But Lead Farmer, thank you so much for doing that video, because this inspired it. It inspired it. Let me say this too. Let me also say this before I go. When me and Eco Neighbor were doing the video last past Sunday, and we were saying that it takes money, it takes sacrifice. Oh, that was Eco Neighbor channel. I'm still gonna address your people, Eco Neighbor, if you're in the background listening. Anyway, people were there were a couple of people who were kind of like, oh yeah, that's too much. I'm not going through that. I'm not gonna do that. That's okay. Don't complain about where you are. That's okay. If it's too much for you, that is okay. Everybody's not going to have land. They're just not, because they're not willing to work for it. They're not willing to put anything in. They're not willing to go through the research, because I think we were talking about the research part of it at the time. And we were talking about, and Eco Neighbor was like, look, these people want cash. They want cash. They don't want, you asking them if they'll take monthly payments or any of that. They want cash. So guess what? When your cash runs out, guess what you got to do? You got to do something else. You got to move your feet. You have to work. You have to put in effort. You have to put in energy. I don't care if, listen, we have done some of everything. Do you hear me? We have made t-shirts. We have ordered t-shirts. We have brokered t-shirts. We have been in real estate. We have sold land. You got to hustle. Find something that you can do. If you can sew, then guess what? Get moving. Start sewing. Sell some things. Crochet. Make some hats. Make some newborn clothes. Go and repurpose some old shoes. Turn them from thrift store shoes. I'm following this one guy on Instagram, taking thrift store shoes, dress shoes, and repurposing those shoes and making them look brand new. Find something where you can keep those coins flowing. You got to be disciplined, but you also got to hustle. You got to get moving. But if that's just too much for you and you're not willing to do it, then that's okay. That's okay. That's all right. Just understand that we don't want to hear the complaints when you don't get what you're looking for. Don't get mad about the results that you don't get for the work that you did not do. Oh, come on, Harmony Gardens. Write some books on, what is that? Chat GPT? Sitting around hoping something will work in your favor is foolishness. Straight up. It's foolishness. And I've learned you can't wait on nobody. You better say that, Jay. Jay's Life Out Loud. You better say that. You can't sit around waiting on people to meet you where you are when you already passed where they're trying to get to. You can't sit around waiting. What you can do is you can help. You can give information. But I was telling y'all in a prior video that I have a friend who is a business owner, and she wanted She had access to Lonnie Johnson, who invented the super soaker, brother who invented the super soaker. She had access to him, and she was able to buy like 15 minutes of his time. Buy it. Do you hear me? Buy it. 15 minutes of his time. Time is money. But she said the information that she and her husband got was invaluable in 15 minutes. Go in, ask for what you want, shut up and listen. Listen to the people that have had the experiences that can tell you where to go and how to get there. Those are your easy buttons. But when you chopping, guess what we're going to do? Tune you out. And you're not going to get the information that we have. If you just talking, you just want to talk, but you don't even have the understanding. You don't even have the beginning knowledge of how to get there. You got to slow down and you got to listen sometimes. We don't be out here trying to be buttholes. We are trying to say, don't come with intelligent questions. That's all Led was trying to say. Come with intelligent answers. Come with intelligent questions. If you don't have one, then guess what? Slow down and listen for a bit. Veggie Farm, how you doing, sis? Slow it down and listen. Slow down and listen. Badri, hello, how you doing? Doing something different. Hello, how are you doing? Roro Latrice, how you doing? Yes, John 74, that sweat equity is a must. You have to do something. If you don't come from money, then how else are you going to get it? Nobody's about to hand you anything. Nobody's just going to give you something just because you're alive. I keep hearing people talking about reparations. Reparations. We need our 40 acres. We need this. We need. Get your own. Get your own. Go get your own. Nobody is about to give you anything. If you don't know that by now and you're still screaming that you want reparations, then I don't know what else to tell you. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Hi, Miss Shirley. How you doing? Get your own. Start with your quarter acre. Start with your quarter acre. Start with your half an acre. There are so many country places that will do land loans, just land only loans. Start there. Start with that. Roots to a Garden, how you doing? Hello. I've learned that if I don't have a solution, then hush and listen, and I may hear one. Thank you, Cassandra. You just might learn something. You just might learn something by listening. I know that's how I learn. I hush and I listen. And guess what? When I have a question to ask, then I ask the question. But I don't go in trying to tell a mentor what they should do instead of what they know works. Why would I do that? That's a very arrogant mindset to have. That you can go in and tell your mentor what to do when you're trying to get where they are. Keep telling people, stop waiting for someone to give you your 40 acres and go out and take it. Go take Okay, let me calm down a little bit. Go get your land. Melissa S, hello, how are you doing? Woo, good luck. Good luck on that. All right, Miss Net. Good luck. It's not going to happen. We got to start moving. We got to start going to get what we want ourselves. When people used to always say, well, you got to pull yourself up by your bootstrap. Yeah, they right. Because they ain't about to give you jack. You're going to have to. I would tell my husband, McDonald's in the morning, Burger King at night, and Wendy's in the freaking middle of the night. But we're going to get it. We're going to go and get whatever we have to get. Because guess what? That little half acre made some money. And then the next half acre made some money. And then the next one made some money. And guess what? When you put all of that together, then guess what you can get? Now, instead of just a half acre, instead of just being able to afford a quarter acre, instead of just being able to afford a half acre, now you can afford a full acre. Once you get that full acre, and it makes money for you by just sitting there and letting the economy be great, sell it. You're not going to get anything better if you don't come from money, if you don't release it. Jada 1231, how you doing? Hi, Stacey, how you doing? One virtuous woman, how you doing? That is how you grow. That's how growth happens. That's how a child learns to read cursive writing. They start with the basic letter, a circle with a line behind it makes an A. And guess what? Then after a while, they're going to have the dexterity to be able to make a F and a Q and a W and a Z because they started at A. You got to start at A. When Mike's Chaotic Garden, how you doing? When you start somewhere, it's going to lead you somewhere. This is just the way life goes. This is the way it goes. So, but you can't take your kindergarten self in there trying to tell your preschool teacher that you don't make an A like that. Well, maybe, ma'am, if you do the circle, but you put the line on the other side, that teacher gonna be like, if you don't shut up and sit down so I can show you how to write this A. If you don't hush, sit there. Sit there so you can write that A. You can learn a lot if you just listen. If you listen to the people that are trying to help. There are so many people out here. I still listen to them. Because guess what? Even buying this 20 acres, we learned about 10 different lessons with buying the 20 acres. Because guess what? This is our first 20 acres that we bought. So we learned about 10 different lessons just buying the 20 acres that we didn't learn when we had the 1 acre. Listen, just listen. We try to help. I promise. We try our best to help. But if you are hell bent on fighting the people who try to help you, they're just going to tune you out eventually. Now listen, I don't mind a good internet fight, but I'm not about to do it. Not on this channel, I'm not. I might fight you about my comment on somebody else's channel, but I ain't finna fight you. Listen, when it's time to learn, I am in shut up and learn mode. What Led was saying, hey, Miss Native Cherokee, how you doing? What Led was saying was absolutely on point. And he gave you an opportunity and said, if you need to change your answer, if your mind has changed by the end of this video, if your mind changed, he gave you an opportunity to change your answer. But most people also don't watch the videos where we're trying to give you information. And it's apparent the people that don't watch your videos because they come with some old crazy comment or some substance-less comment. And we're just like, thank you for watching. Liz said, and each purchase is different. Oh my gosh. Macaulay Culkin me right now. Each purchase is different. So you learn something different with every land purchase and every property purchase and then the home purchases. You're going to learn something different every single time. I promise you. Every time you buy something and every time you sell something, you're going to learn a lesson or 10. I promise you. I can assure you that. I made sure folks could listen to the whole thing and may change their mind. You know, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I don't know what else to say, except that if you want to learn something, if you want to learn something, you're going to have to slow down and you're going to have to listen to what the teachers are saying to you. You're going to have people, wait a minute. You learn what Robert said. You gave people an outlet, Former 73. Lala, how you doing, Lala? Good to see you. Oh, man. Yeah. He got the patience of Stacy. He got the patience of Joe. He really does. I don't. I really don't. But I'm going, I honestly try my best. My husband will tell you, he be like, some days, babe, just let the phone go. Just release. Just drop that bad boy. Let the phone go. Because I'm constantly, I gotta be educating myself. I gotta be putting something in here because I still don't know all the stuff that I want to know yet. And so when I go to somebody's channel and they're telling something that they have experienced, because experience to me, that's their teacher right there. That's their teacher, experience. So I'm going to listen to the people who have had the experiences and those people who are telling me, who breaking me off for the free 99. I'm about to listen to those people. I'm about to get all the information I can possibly get out of those people. Because I know that some of this information, I'm still gonna, I'm gonna strike out sometimes. When I go and I purchase programs so that I can learn things about stuff that I don't know about, that I need to learn from people who have already been there and done that, sometimes you strike out. You know, that $100 you pay for the course might be like, oh, I already knew that. But guess what it does though? It opens the door for you to be able to communicate with that teacher and say, hey, okay, I learned this, but can you tell me about this? I was looking for information on this. It gives you an opportunity to open a door. But when you come in trying to attack somebody, you come in trying to attack the teacher, guess what? The teacher is going to be like, get out of my classroom. Get out of my classroom. Hi, Dave Busby. How are you doing? As a former real estate broker, each closing was so different. Yes, October Opal. So different. And I love real estate brokers, okay? I love you all. I love you. I love you. I'm on my sixth land purchase, and not one of them was alike. I had to learn something new with every single purchase. Me and my wife done. Yes, absolutely. God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. We can listen twice as much as we speak. Exactly. So it's getting dark, and I'm going to go on. I still got a good I got a little 30-minute drive ahead of me, so I have to go. I hate to run, but I just wanted to say, I just wanted to give some of that information. Don't be like our friend that does not have 20 acres. Don't be like that, and be willing to give your paid for 20 acres away in order to be in debt. Your ultimate goal as you get older should be that you don't want to be having to pay out everybody and their grandmama every month. As we get older, we don't want to have to do that. We want something for ourselves. All our kids are going to have to do is just keep them little taxes paid. That's all. They just gonna have to keep them little taxes paid. One of Eco Neighbor friends, I told y'all before, has over 200 acres. And Eco Neighbor asked him, what would you have done differently? Knowing what you know now. Hi, Jay Weezy. How you doing, sis? He asked his friend, what would you have done differently? Knowing what you know now and having over 200 acres, what would you have done differently? You know what that man said to Eco Neighbor? He looked at Eco Neighbor and said, I would have bought more. Listen. Make this go viral TV. How you doing? Good to see you, sis. Just listen. You can learn a lot. All right. So thank you guys for coming in. Wait a minute. Miss Maria said, here in South Carolina, people over 65 years old get a discount on their homeowner taxes, but you have to ask for it or you don't get it. I tell everyone I know to ask for it. And I think it's that same way here in the state of Florida as well. It was fun catching the last part of this live stream. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you. Dragon Queen #1. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you for everybody who is also listening. You didn't want to say anything. That's perfectly fine. Thank you. I appreciate you being here and listening and supporting the live stream. But y'all take care of each other, take care of your family, and just know that you can learn a lot by listening. All right. So take care, and I'll see y'all in the chat. Bye, family.